Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Joe Rodriguez coming to you from Connecticut, and I want to welcome you, to another edition of the Eto Podcast. Early claps for me. Thank you very much. And as always, I'm joined by El Super Mojado, and I'm joined by Edwin Cazares. And the fellas are very eager to talk about this one specific topic, which is Ricardo LaVolpe's Once Ideal from Mexico. What's up, fellas? ¿Cómo están?
What up, Joe? What's going on, man?
Pues ya te la sabes. Ya te la sabes.
¿Cómo estamos?
So fellas, let's go ahead and get right into it, dude. Let's talk about el once ideal de LaVolpe. And tell me, what is the thing that stood out for you, Super?
Hold on, was Chiqui Garcia there?
Well, you know what? Actually, in the meantime, while you tell me what you thought was wrong with it, I'm gonna pull it up. So go ahead and give me your impressions first.
Well, first of all, it's a bunch of bull, and I don't believe anything LaVolpe has to say. And second of all, I mean, he leaves out Hugo Sanchez and Cuauhtémoc Blanco. Come on, man, this guy is out of his freaking mind, you know. He couldn't let his personal feelings, you know, and he couldn't let him go. He couldn't let him go and just include them in the list. But no, he just, that's the way he is, and he probably thinks too that he discovered all these players too.
Probably, right. All right, so let me go ahead and as I work right here to showcase the tweet from LaVolpe, so that way there's everybody sees that we're not making things up, right? So we'll put it up on the screen, and there it is for those of you guys watching right now. So LaVolpe says, mi once ideal del fútbol mexicano sería Marín, Nacho Flores, Claudio Suárez, Rafa Márquez, Ramón Ramírez, Pavel Pardo, Reynoso. Oh, I guess he's talking about. I think he's talking about Héctor Reynoso, right?
No. Okay, so es el once ideal del fútbol mexicano. No de la selección mexicana.
Tomás Boy, Ciña, Caviño, Cardoso. All right. So either way, dude, as you mentioned, he leaves out Cuauhtémoc. I mean, being left out of one of the top Mexican players in Liga MX history, that's kind of a tough one, right? A tough pill to swallow for many.
I mean, if you put it on the starting 11 from history of the Liga MX, I think there's extranjeros that have come with better talent than Cuauhtémoc Blanco.
Okay.
In his position.
What? What are you talking about, man?
In his position.
Edwin, te estás perdiendo. We don't even see you on camera, dude. Get back on camera, dude. No, si estás hablando, no te escondas, canijo.
No. I think in the position of Cuauhtémoc Blanco as an offensive midfielder, as an all number 10,
mm-hmm.
I think Liga MX had better players.
Name them.
With technical.
Name them.
And if you
he's gonna say Ciña, Caviño, Cardoso.
No, Ciña's right there. There. Name them. Name one.
Tuca Ferretti.
Tuca Ferretti, dude.
Better than Cuauhtémoc? He's a better coach.
They play the same position?
100% better than Cuauhtémoc. I mean, better than Cuauhtémoc Blanco, yes.
All right, continue. Who else? I don't necessarily agree with you, but continue.
Lucas Lobos?
No, mames, Lucas Lobos.
I'm sorry, but yeah.
Do you agree with that one, Joe?
No.
All right.
Hugo Sanchez, yes. He's as a forward club-wise, yes, that he has been one of the top, or if not the best, forward that has played Liga MX for sure.
Okay.
Now,
but I think in his position, Cuauhtémoc Blanco, there's a few names out there that were better than him for sure.
No, I mean he's going way back. it's Miguel Marin, right? That's the
Yep.
goalie.
Yeah, Miguel Marin is
The
el
goalie.
portero, el goalie for Cruz Azul.
Yeah, like he's
Was
doing.
he
Yeah,
the
he's
guy
doing
that
all-time
went-
history, dude.
Okay, Miguel
All-time
Marin.
history.
Now again, I can talk about the names that I recognize here, but like Miguel Marin, I never saw him play, and I never really went back and looked at videos from this guy. Yes, he had a great record, I believe, right? And and then I mean Nacho Flores. You guys remember Nacho Flores? I don't remember Nacho Flores.
No,
I don't-
that was
I
way
don't-
before our time, dude. So
I
yeah,
was
he's definitely
I wasn't even planned yet for that.
dude, not even
Nacho
super, dude. So that tells you how old that thing is.
Yeah,
I know. If
yeah.
Joe doesn't remember that he just turned a half century, can you imagine? I mean,
Imagine me and you, Super, that we're 21.
right?
Imagine.
Shoot. Man.
Okay, but that's not the argument. All right,
Fabio,
that's not the argument. The question, and that a lot of people are asking is, why is he leaving Cuauhtémoc Blanco? So if you look at the first comment, right, deja fuera a dos con los que nunca se llevó bien, pero son históricos, Cuauhtémoc and Hugo Sánchez. All right, though I do have a little problem with Hugo Sánchez, though, as far as like, you know, people making a case for him in Mexican soccer, because Liga MX, I should say. Correct my what I just said. If we think about it, right, in Liga MX, I mean, what he win a couple of titles or one or two titles, but the thing is that a lot of his work or the bulk of his career he played in Europe. So it's hard to argue in favor of Hugo Sánchez in Liga MX, is it not?
But no, because I mean, what you did in your home league is what took you to Europe. It's what took him to Europe. So I think I think him scoring all those goals. I believe I don't know what game it was. I don't know if it was Pumas against, I forgot. I don't know if he played in Atlas.
Mm-hmm.
I think LaVolpe.
Yeah, he
No.
no, Atlante.
Atlante.
Yeah.
Well, one of those two teams that he played for, and Hugo Sanchez is where he scored
The Chilena.
the really great Chilena on the top left corner.
Yeah.
I've only seen videos, and I didn't get. Of course, I didn't get to watch the game or actually like seen. I've only seen videos of that Chilena.
That was post Europe, though.
Huh?
That was post Europe.
That was post Europe. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
for
I believe
Atlantic.
that's when the problem started. But Hugo Sanchez, I do disagree with LaVolpe because Hugo Sanchez, I think the work that he put and what he did during the Liga MX, he stayed in the Liga MX before he came back to Liga MX, before he went to Europe. That's what took him to Atlético de Madrid, and that's what made him shine, and that's what made scouts from Atlético de Madrid and Real Madrid take a look at him, because he was actually doing really good at that time.
He actually went to Europe young, though, right? He went pretty young. I mean,
He was like in his early 20s, dude.
Yeah, so I mean, he played for Pumas quite a bit before going to.
I think it was like 4 or 5 years that he played for Pumas. But even then, though, again, it's not somebody that played their entire career in Liga MX. You know what I mean? Like somebody like, you know, like Cuauhtémoc, who did play most of his career. Yeah, he played in MLS and he played in Europe for a little bit, but the bulk of his career, you know, was in Liga MX. You know, to me personally, like the names that I'm surprised that he didn't include in the list. For example, somebody like Carlos Hermosillo. You know, I'm surprised that he's not on the list.
I mean, Carlos Hermosillo wasn't. He didn't prove to be one of the greatest in Liga MX.
Dude, he was just on our bracket for one of the greatest Mexican soccer players ever. And nobody made a fucking.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, you're saying Mexican players. I mean,
right. I mean, again, and I'm talking about a player that played his entire career in Mexico.
Then again, if we talk about that, you can say that Guille Franco was a better forward than him.
Than Carlos Hermosillo?
Yeah, back in the day, and they have same quality.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't think that Guille Franco was better than Carlos Hermosillo.
He was overrated. Guille Franco was overrated, man. Come on.
Yeah, Guille Franco was good, but I think Carlos Hermosillo was a better player. I don't know. All right, let me get some saludos and sneak them in. Saludos a la banda que nos está escuchando. Saludos a Mr. GM 1429, al Malawi Atu, Ese no sé de dónde nos escucha. I have no idea where he's listening us from. Lilo Cato Oficial, Ale Monterrubio Sosa. Saludos a Leo. What's up, Leo? He came to obviously support Super Mojado and cheer him as always. And LA Baseball Head RSQ Bear también. So just what's up to all of you guys tuning in and listening to the Eto Podcast. So super. Going back to Carlos Hermosillo, dude. So do you think that he is not worthy of this list that LaVolpe has? I mean, again, this is just LaVolpe's list, but like obviously, like it's just in your eyes, is he not worthy of the list? If this was,
I mean, yeah, he had a good career, but I don't know. I would necessarily put him in the 11 of all time. Right. There's tons, and again, like you said, we're talking about extranjeros, including extranjeros of all times in Liga MX, not just Mexican players.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know if Hermosillo would have would be in my 11 if that's what I.
So what would be your 11, Super? If you don't mind asking.
It's tough. It's tough because I mean, this guy obviously would. He probably saw all of these guys. How old is he? 97.
He's definitely a dinosaur, that's for sure. So, he's one of the dinosaur coaches.
Yeah, so you would have to analyze this because there's so many players out there that I think that would have to be in this list.
Right.
I mean, just look at what Gignac is doing now and what he's done with Tigres. Don't you think that he's and is in his way to become one of the all-time players that played in Liga MX?
For sure.
I mean, I know he's going way back about Marin, but don't you think Cristante could easily made it there, or El Condor? I mean, come on,
Miguel Calero all the way there.
That's what I'm saying. So it's crazy. How about Chava Reyes, an histórico for las Chivas? You leave him out there. That's what I'm saying. So there's so many players that you could easily say that he would be in my all-time 11.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough with 11, especially because then what you do is you break them down by position, right? So then you're looking at, like, for example, so I'm imagining that his forwards are Cavino and Cardoso. So you would have to take out, one of those two players. Cardoso, I mean, a lot of people like Cardoso because he was a machine. He was a goal-scoring machine, dude. And he was scoring goals left and right and all kinds of different goals. But
not only that, the technique showing by Cardoso was great. He had some goals that by at that time not everybody have seen. Like he I remember they did a counterattack with Vicente Sanchez and Ciña, where it was like 4 or 5 touches and then they scored like super quick out of a corner. Mm-hmm. I forgot who against what team was, but I just think Cardoso is well deserved of that position.
Yeah, it's hard to argue against him. It really is. Cavino, we don't really know much about. I personally don't. I'm sure you guys don't either.
Well, yeah, I was just looking over here. He played for America. He played for Pumas, Atlante, León, and Tigres.
Yeah.
So he did score a bunch of goals, but he didn't score not even. I don't even think half of the goals that Gignac has already scored. Gignac, that's what I'm saying. I mean, Cavino.
Super estilo de closet.
No way. I'm just saying. I like the way Gignac plays.
Yeah.
I think he's an excellent player. And I'm not saying that Cavino wasn't, but if we compare them in achievements, I think Gignac is one of the players that have achieved so many more than any other player that's been playing in Mexico for the longest time. Even freaking el mismo este güey de
¿Cuál de todos? Say it.
No. El del que estamos hablando, ¿cómo se llama este güey?
¿LaVolpe?
El entrenador LaVolpe.
But I mean,
that's how much. That I like this
was
guy.
the goalie.
So what? He didn't win anything.
Oh, you talk about titles. I thought you were talking about goals. I was like, wait.
No, I'm talking about how much of a success he had in his career. Not even.
I think the most successful time for LaVolpe was on the World Cup. Not the World Cup, but the pre-World Cup tournaments and the 4 years that he had the national team. I think that's been the most success he had in his coaching career.
But again, he didn't win anything. He just had a couple good games. Yeah,
but wait a minute. Why are we even talking about LaVolpe as part of this list?
Because you gotta
top 11.
Because you gotta consider the source.
The source, yeah, but he's not part of he's not part of that list. I don't think he would be on anyone's list of top 11 players ever anywhere. Unless maybe in his secundaria or something, you know what I mean?
I mean, he won a World Cup with Maradona
as a sub that never played.
Yeah, he was a third goalie, but he won a World Cup.
I guess if you want to call it that, whatever. Right?
I mean,
but the point is, you're not going to put him on your.
There's only very few people in the world that win a World Cup, and I'll personally, even if I don't play, if I can brag about it and have the medal and be like, you know what, I was part of that team that won a World Cup, because out of all the players in your country, only 23 represent for that tournament. You were called for it. I mean, I think like something to brag about.
All right, if you're gonna brag about that, and all right, whatever, man. Well, that's what he does anyway. So what he brags about everything. He's the best of all times.
Right. So anyway, so overall, what do you give him? Like, if you had to give him a rating in this list. So let's go back to the list and let's take a look at it. Let's score it. Let's score the list. On a scale of 1 to 10, Super, what do you give LaVolpe?
Well, a 5.
A 5, okay. And you, Edwin, what do you give him?
An
8. All right. I give him a 7. I don't think it's horrendous. I think the average more than anything is because a lot of people are thinking about, again, the likes of Cuauhtemoc and Hugo Sanchez.
Dude, he has Pavel Pardo in his list. Come on, man.
I'm sorry, Pavel Pardo.
What's wrong with that?
As the captain of the Stuttgart.
Yeah, but there's so many other players I would have put there before Pavel Pardo. Dude.
Like who? Like who?
El Chava Reyes,
Chava Reyes is not the same position.
Dude, yeah, but I'm just saying.
We're going based by position.
So give me 2 defensive midfielders that will be above Pavel Pardo of that time.
From any time.
What?
From any time.
From any time. Let's see. Oh, man, you see, that's the thing.
He's going to say Gerardo Torrado.
No, man. Claudio Suarez? I mean, Benjamin Galindo?
No, he was an offensive midfielder.
He's cool.
Benjamin Galindo.
Benjamin Galindo, he was an offensive midfielder.
Exactly. He was not a defensive midfielder. We're talking about a defensive midfielder.
So he has
un contención.
Exactly, un contención.
All right, yeah. No, you cut me off guard here. You're going to have to go back. There's so many players.
Thank you.
There's so many players.
Thank you.
Hey, Super.
All right, whatever.
Pobrecito.
No, but let's look. Ese Toluca, the one with Cardoso in it, he had great players, and I think, and they play collectively too. I mean, I know Cardoso was a killer by instinct, but the team that those guys had, the group that they had, that was.
Yeah, they had, the guy,
you have 2 of the main guys in there. Viña and Cardoso.
And then, not only that, but the team, they also have Vicente Sanchez, they also have Paulo da Silva.
That's what I'm saying.
They had a bunch of really good players, but even then,
Paulo da Silva was a little after
that. He was part of Toluca when Vicente Sanchez was there, and what's his name?
But no when Cardoso was there.
Oh, dude, no, yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
No.
Yeah. All right, we got to look it up. We'll look it up afterwards. But I'm almost certain that was the case. Anyway, saludos a más gente. Saludos a la Bere. Saludos a Cynthia, que nos está mirando también. Saludos a Leo. He says that I die if Super says bofo. Saludos a Julio, número 23. So what's up to everybody tuning in right now? So, all right. Anyway, so that was the story. Like, it's probably the hottest story right now because of a lot of, I guess, LaVolpe is like in this love and hate relationship for many Mexican soccer fans. You either love the guy or you hate him. You know, there's, it's rarely one or the other.
I love him.
There you go. What about you, Super? What about you, Super?
No, yo no soy una podóloga, so I'm out.
All right, guys. So let's move on to another topic, and the other topic I wanted to discuss was our famous Tronco Bracket. The first round is finally coming to an end, and today's vote is Chicharito against Ángel Reina. So it's getting down to the wire. Does anybody know what the score is in that one?
I think Chicharito's winning.
Is he?
Of course. I told you, Joe.
He's winning as a Tronco.
That's what I'm saying, of course.
Chicharito Tronco. Thank you, Super.
No, because that's how much he hated you guys.
A ver.
It's all about the hate. It's all about hate. He's one of those players.
It's not about hating. It's not about hating or loving the guy. It's about recognizing how much technique he has.
But this is all about. This is what it is. This specific round. This guy is either you love him or you hate him, and you're gonna see how much more haters he has than people.
So you're saying he's gonna make it to the semifinals of the Tronco Bracket?
I wouldn't be surprised because
he deserves it. I'm just kidding. I'm messing with you.
That's not what you said off camera. You were like, "Oh, Chicharito, yeah, whatever."
No.
From the camera.
I'm sorry.
Chicharito right now.
Off camera, but I don't. Chicharito, I will never defend his technique off camera, on camera. He's to me the same Tronco all the time.
So if you guys haven't voted, make sure you vote right now. Especially for all of you Chicha fans, Chicharito's now winning, and obviously winning in this type of contest, it's not a good thing. So Chicharito's now leading 55% to 45% over Ángel Reina. So
that's pretty close.
Exactly, dude. But the thing of it is, any player that you put him against in this bracket, if he advances to the next round, you know that it's all bull, because all these other players are like, dude, worse than,
Yeah, I admit that against Leaño, Santiago Fernandez, and then Chicharito has more technique than them for sure. Yeah, you can. I mean, es como si lo pusieras a Chicharito contra un palo jugando contra un árbol. If it's Chicharito against Juan Carlos Leaño. Yeah, right there I'm there with you, Super. If like Chicharito makes it that far, but against Ángel, but in the first round, I'm sorry, but technique, and I'm talking specifically about technique, not career, not anything that he did in the national team, nothing else but pure technique with his feet. Ángel Reina has more technique than Chicharito.
Listen, but it goes hand on hand. You have to
No, it doesn't.
Dude, to achieve all those goals, you have to have some type of technique to have been there.
To achieve all those goals, you have to have a team that plays for you, and then you have to be in the right place at the right time.
Exactly. And to me, that right there is some type of technique.
It's a mixture of that is a mixture of work and luck. Because you don't do those techniques. That's not technique, Super. There's a difference between technique with your feet that you have. Hold on, that you have, The way you control the ball, the way you move the ball around, the way you give a pass, the way you hit the ball, that's technique.
But if you go back,
and movement, you learn movement. That's why you're a forward. You learn movement on in the field.
Exactly. But if you go back and look at all his goals, all right? You go back and look
just happened.
No, but listen.
Or
the way he moves, the way he beats the defender, all the moves that he does before he gets the ball, that's what made it.
I get that. I get that. You're not understanding me right now. You're not quite understanding what I'm saying. I'm not talking about the movements. Movements are it's like a homework. It's like homework. You learn it on the field. You have to be on the field, super. And I'm sorry to say this, we have to be on the field, on a professional field, to be able to learn those movements. Those movements is the same movement, same type, but you learn those with drills. A drill in soccer, and I can give you a class of movements outside real quick. It's simple. It's the same way that the movements of a goalie are learned. It's the same way that a transition between defenders is learned. That is your position. You have to learn that. You have to learn to make that movement between the space of the defenders to be able to position yourself in the 18 or in the 12 to be able to score those goals. That is a movement. I'm talking about technique with your feet, the way you bring a ball down, the way you control the ball. Since you're a kid, you're shown with the technique that you have. Some kids have more technique, some kids have less technique, but that's all within work.
All right.
I can teach a kid the same movement that Chicharito does. Of course, he's not gonna perform it the same way because he's a kid, but that is why he was in a professional team academy, for him to be able to make those movements and learn them in the field. That's all I'm saying. I'm not talking about movements. I'm talking about technique with his feet, and he's not the best.
All right, guys. So let's really quickly go over who's in and who's out in the bracket. So Kikín Fonseca ended up beating Isaac Terrazas, so he's moving on. What's up, Kikín? Juan Carlos Leaño ended up defeating Aldo de Nigris, so he's moving on to the next round. And then let's see, and then Enrique Esqueda ended up defeating Landín. Then Jürgen Damm defeated Gringo Castro. On the other side, it was Carlos Ochoa, who beat Duilio Davino. Picolín defeated in a landslide Maza Rodriguez. And then Santiago Fernandez, also in a landslide, defeated Diego Reyes. And then right now, Chicharito, as I mentioned, is leading Angel Reyna. So, all right. So, what was the biggest surprise for you guys in the first round?
Well, I don't necessarily agree either with El Kikín. I think Kikín also has a lot of haters. I mean, you put him against Terrazas. You have to Google him to know who he is. And Kikín, dude, he was a decent player too. I mean,
Super almost sounds like he's defending Kikín just as much as he is Chicharito, dude. But Kikín Fonseca is another he's a Mino Tronco too, dude. That's the reality.
Yeah, but you put him against Terrazas, dude.
Who was another big ass Tronco.
Who would you put him against? Who would you put him against?
Was that the Kikín?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
for it to be fair,
for it
to be fair, a level on level, who would you put him against?
It doesn't matter, because anyone you put him against, he's gonna go on, because he has a lot of people that don't like him.
But it's not necessarily.
Hey, okay, hold on. I got something here, dude. I got a question for Super. So Super, between Chicharito and Kikín Fonseca, who's the bigger Tronco?
Well, Listen, I would say no. I would say listen. To be honest with you, I think King has more technique than Chicharito. Yeah,
You
for
think
sure.
Kikin has more
But
technique than Chicharito? Wow, okay.
yeah, but I mean, it's
It's the first time I probably defend Chicharito. Damn.
that's what I'm saying, dude. This is like a joke, though. I mean, come on. Anyone. I mean, I don't
Barely know anyone.
Come on,
I
Super.
mean,
yeah. Well, what to tell you? I just told you he has maybe a little bit more technique than Chicharito.
you said Kikín Fonseca has. I can't believe you're gonna make me defend Chicharito now. Damn.
That was a test, man, and you passed, so that's good. I see you're a Chicharito lover. Wait inside, you just
Just the way you're a tigre from the closet.
no, it's yeah. I mean, for sure, I think Chicharito is way better than Kikín, man, for sure.
Wow. Okay, so the answer is that who is a tronco?
Well, doesn't that tell you? I mean, it's Kikín.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But you put Terrazas against Kikín. In my opinion, I would have put Terrazas. I would have put Terrazas before King. I would have Terrazas into the next round, but that's just my opinion.
Look, remember the way that the bracket is gonna work. The way that the bracket is gonna work is eventually, sooner or later, like one or another one of the players is gonna have to face another one of the players from a different position. So it doesn't matter. Like, so in the next round, right? You got Kikín Fonseca versus Leaño. I mean,
su madre.
So a lot of people think that Leaño should easily win that one, but
that's a toughie.
That is a toughie. And then on the other side, you got Esqueda versus Jürgen Damm, and then on the other one, you got Picolín versus Ochoa, and then it's gonna be Fernández versus Chicharito. It looks like it that way, at least. So Chicharito should not lose against Santiago Fernández.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, for sure not. No.
He will.
How?
He will.
Santiago Fernández.
He will.
Santiago Fernández is one of the biggest troncos in the history of like troncos.
Yeah,
right?
Santiago Fernández should win. Should advance.
Right.
Exactly. But when you put him against Chicharito just has that like I said, I go back to my argument. He has so many haters that they're gonna put him all the way to the final. Just listen to my words. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
I don't think people are gonna vote just because they hate him. I think in this one they're gonna be like. I think in this one they're just gonna be like, you know what? I mean, we can't put him. We can't have him win against Santiago Fernández. That's a joke.
Exactly.
This is a joke for them. They want to see Chicharito in the final of this.
No, he's not. Chicharito's not going to be the biggest tronco ever. To some people, he might be. I mean, as we mentioned last Thursday, the comments are out of control in the bracket post, but there's no way that we can say that Chicharito's a bigger tronco than Santiago Fernández. And even if for whatever reason the haters hate, and he ends up moving on, he's probably going to go head-to-head against Picolín, dude. I mean, there's no way that Chicharito makes it out of this bracket. Is that right?
Okay, if Chicharito makes it to the semifinal, then I'll be on your side, Super, and I'll be like, you know what? That is the joke now. This is bullshit now. But I don't think he's going to make it even to the semifinal. I think he's not passing this round. I don't think he's going to pass this round.
Yeah, I agree. I think he passes because also he does have a lot of haters, and I think a lot of people do honestly believe that Reina is a more technical player, and it's not much of a tronco, not as much of a tronco as Chicharito in a way. You know what I mean? But Santiago Fernández, you cannot argue, you cannot defend that. He's like undefendable. It's like Picolín is undefendable, dude. There's a reason why Picolín and Massa Rodriguez is not the most skilled player ever. Massa Rodriguez is a mega tronco himself, but Picolín, if Picolín would have been playing against, there's troncos all over the place here, but I was thinking, I'm like, if he would have been playing against who? Like, no, I mean, I see the Final Four in this bracket. It's gonna be Santiago Fernandez, Picolín. I don't know about between Esqueda and Dam. I don't know who's gonna come out of that portion.
I think Jurgen is gonna come out of that.
Okay, and then Leaño is probably gonna end up beating that. So yeah, so those three, Leaño, Fernandez, and Picolín, are three of the biggest troncos in the history of soccer.
Kikín.
No, but it's gonna be Leaño versus Kikín. I don't think Kikín loses to Leaño.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're right. No, you're right.
Right?
It's gonna be Chicharito Kikín in the final. Just watch what I'm saying.
And the final goes against the Super Boss, which will be super.
Mark my words, man.
Como el Mortal Kombat, güey.
Super Mojado and the Super. We're gonna change Groot's picture to Super Mojado's picture. All right. Anyway, so it's been a pretty interesting bracket. I think again we're gonna post tomorrow. We're gonna post the updated version, the semifinals versions, and and I think tomorrow's semifinal matchup is gonna be Kikín versus Leaño. So we're gonna see how that ends up going, and it's gonna speed up. It's gonna speed up before we know it. Technically, so it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So by the end of the week, we're gonna have the semifinals though. So the final four, or probably even the finalist of the Tronco bracket, dudes. And it's been crazy because a lot of people have these crazy opinions and thoughts, and everybody's entitled to one, right? At the end of the day, everybody has the right to say what they like, and hey, by all means, right? If they don't like the bracket, then pues ni modo. What can we do, right? We're not here to please anybody.
Then hagan su propio bracket. No, I'm kidding.
I'm kidding. Hey, all right,
Joe.
Yeah.
Joe, before we get done with this topic, you know how Tronco Jurgen Damm is?
Yeah.
That when Tigres stopped training, they didn't even text him. He went straight to training, and the guy from security was like, no, se separaron los entrenamientos hasta que se apague lo del coronavirus. And he was recording, and his friend recorded him saying that, oh, ¿a poco sí? No me avisaron. No me...
Wow.
That was because of the whole
Atlanta United MLS thing, yeah.
Yes, that was I remember that. That was because now Los Tigres are mad because he, broke his, they didn't want to sign.
Se bajó del barco antes de tiempo.
No, and he didn't want to renew his contract. He se va a ir libre.
Yeah.
Tigres is not getting crap,
But
they're not getting anything.
It's happening to a few players of Tigres. Carioca is doing the same thing. Carioca, his contract ends in June. Yeah. And so he's going, I think he's going to Cruzeiro. That's what this. He's going either to Cruzeiro or Atlético Mineiro, back to Brazil. But there's a few players in Tigres. And in Valencia, his contract ends in December too. And I think he's coming to the MLS.
Hey, so really quick. And what I want to talk about next is the potential return of football. So it looks like the Bundesliga is kind of making a couple of, I guess for decisions, right? I don't exactly know the details, but it appears as though they're hoping to get the league up and running by May 9th, if I'm not mistaken. So what do you guys make of that? Edwin, do you know anything about this?
So what I heard is they're gonna start doing. They're not gonna have any camera guys. They're not gonna have any they're gonna have only 3 ball boys, and they're gonna try to restrict the amount of people they're gonna have outside the field and inside the field. I think what I heard is no todo el cuerpo técnico is gonna be in the bench.
Okay.
I think it's only gonna be the coach, the number 1 assistant, and the second assistant, and then 1 medic per team. Okay. And then they're not gonna have any fans until 2021, until the beginning of the season of 2021.
Which is this year though. right?
No,
Yeah.
No,
following.
next year.
No,
next
the 2021 season begins this year because it's 2020, 2021.
No.
But for the
2021,
year,
2022. No, 2021, 2022. The season.
Oh, wow. Okay, so they're
for the year.
So they'll be playing the end of the season and the whole next season without fans.
Is that what they're saying? Got it.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
what I heard from them and from the Premier League in La Liga Española. That's what it's been discussed that they're not gonna have any fans until 2021, 2022.
What are they saying
And then
about journalists?
And like I said, they're gonna restrict the amount of people that they're gonna be there.
Wow. Okay. And then the other thing to take into account or to think about is that at the end of the day, soccer's still a physical sport, man. So how do they avoid that?
Yeah.
Like, there's no avoidance. Like players touching each other. I mean, and in some instances, even spitting at each other or whatever, right? So how are they gonna avoid that? Like, what is the protocol regarding that? What do you know?
They should.
Van a jugar con bubble wrap. No, I'm just kidding.
I was just gonna say that they should do that bubble wrap thing.
But you know what I'm saying, right? Like, I mean, that's the thing that doesn't make sense.
And it's totally totally understandable what you're saying because I mean, at the end of the day, the player from, let's say, London is gonna play against a player from Liverpool, which is kind of far, and then the guys are gonna be interacting with different people outside the field, inside the field, and at the end they're just gonna end up touching each other playing because I mean it's a physical sport,
right?
And yeah, you're still exposed, and you're exposing other people at the same time.
Exactly.
But
and what are they doing? Like, you know, and then they say they've been saying that coronavirus symptoms don't show up sometimes up to 14 days. So like, are they going to be testing the players every single week? You know what I mean? So like, because again, you mentioned you said it yourself. Like these players are going to be outside interacting with other people who could potentially have the virus, and then when they go play, they could have it without the symptoms. So that's one of the reasons why it doesn't make sense to me.
Unless they do what they do like at the World Cup, que los tienen concentrados for like a month in their facilities.
And they're gonna be like that for what? Like all of the season next year too?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not against the idea because I just miss soccer, man.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think a lot of people miss soccer, but even so, it's just crazy to think that the Bundesliga. I mean, I know that there's a lot of cases in Germany too. Like that, I know for a fact. You know, they're probably like, you know,
they've been training for 2 weeks already.
I know. Exactly. I mean, I know that they've been training, and I know they have a plan in place. But I guess the biggest question is like, do you think that plan is going to be successful?
I mean,
well, it's hard to say, man. It's crazy. Yeah. It's you know,
it's unpredictable.
You know what's gonna happen at the end of the day. Once they're gonna start this, and as soon as one player becomes ill, and then
shut back down again, right?
And then he's gonna expose all the rest of the players, his teammates, and then the opponents, and then they have to quarantine the whole team, both teams. So
the entire league again. That's gonna happen like what happened with the NBA. So that's why I find this plan really difficult, especially when the rest of the world, you know, and a lot of people are still going through high amount of cases, you know, and a lot of people aren't listening. That's a reality. Not only that, but remember, like a lot of these soccer players have like these big egos that don't like to be told what to do. So I don't necessarily think that, despite their discipline, they're gonna be listening, you know, or trying to like stay away and not do anything. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's just interesting that they're aiming to get the league up and running in what is it now? Almost less than 3 weeks, right? May 9th, so it'd be. Yeah. It's just insane.
Yeah, and not only that, I don't know if you heard about Liga MX. Some of the owners of the team or the presidents have said and have gone against some other owners of teams in Liga MX and said that the Liga MX is not going to give the trophy to Cruz Azul and is not going to cancel the season, and they have to finish the season no matter what. They said, to quote what they said, it was el torneo de Liga MX se termina sí o sí porque no nos podemos dar el lujo de perder tanto dinero.
Yeah, and how are they going to do that if like the government doesn't even authorize them to play?
It was. I'm ashamed to say this because I love my team, but it was Jesus Martinez, it was Yarragorri, it was este güey el de Azcárraga, el de Televisa.
Was it all the guys that voted for to get rid of the ascenso?
No, it was a mixture between them because el Pachuca voted against get rid of it, and Chivas voted against get rid of it, but Amaury Vergara came out and said en una conferencia de prensa to say en las virtuales que están haciendo, the virtual ones that they're doing, he said he talked in a meeting that they have with some of the presidents that they want to finish the season no matter what, because the money that they're losing, it's ridiculous and that they cannot afford it.
But is the money that they're losing worth having any player get really ill or getting contaminated and eventually dying?
And that's the thing that I'm against. I mean, why don't you just end the season, restart it from en la fecha 10, go and play another 7 seasons, another 7 jornadas, then you're going to have time for the liguilla, and you even have time to give the team that's going to play the Mundial de Clubes, that's replayed again, time to prepare for it, and you have time for more national team games.
Yeah, it's just crazy. I don't see that being feasible right now. Mexico is going through not even its peak.
Mexico's going through the peak right now.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So, like, obviously, the U.S. is in a really tough spot, and obviously here, as all of you guys know, and all of us have seen, we're going through like really huge struggles. Mexico doesn't have the same resources, and not only that, but la gente over there is like even more necia, right? They're even more stubborn, and a lot of people are like not paying attention. They're just not, really giving a crap. They're still going about business, and I understand. Look, I understand. Like, not everybody has the position or the ability to be able to stay at home and deal with all this stuff. But the reality is, man, that they still have to go through that peak, and then maybe the curve is gonna flatten. But in the meantime, dude, I don't see any soccer in Mexico being played for a long, long time, man.
I mean, yeah, it's hard, man, and I don't even think they're close to peak, man. I think we
they're behind us. They're behind us for a few weeks.
They're way behind.
Yeah,
they're way behind us. So just yesterday they